All right, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Thank you, family, for joining us today. And let me get my stuff right so we can get rocking and rolling. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for joining us when you do get here, and thank you for those who will watch this on the replay. Now, as you see the title, The Crucifixion of Brother Muhammad, ... I don't think so, right? Because all we really have at the end of the day is our character, who we are, what makes us who we are, what we do, what we say. It's all part of us. Greetings, sister. And it was good to see you. Good to see you. And so while I was sick with COVID and come to the understanding that a lot of people, Black people on YouTube was praying, actually praying that I die, praying that I lose my life with the battle with COVID. And it's like, damn, you gonna pray to your God that I die from COVID, but you ain't gonna pray to your God that the cracker die from COVID, but you want me dead. What have I done to you? What have I done to deserve to be dead? All I've done is work for the betterment of our people. All I've done is taught for the betterment of our people. And you don't have to agree with what I teach. You don't have to agree with my philosophy. But damn, I'm sick and you gonna pray for me to die. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Now, you will pray for me to die, but Cynthia G, who talking about having no more having Black men's babies and all that foolishness. And I'm not saying you should pray for Cynthia G's death, but I'm saying you want to come for me, and I ain't even saying anything. I'm not even on the damn YouTube. I ain't even on the Facebook. I wasn't on nothing for over 2 months. But you want to pray for my death. That's crazy. You want to attack my children because they're light-skinned. Because I have what? 1, 2. I got 3 light-skinned children and 2 dark-skinned children. So you want to say that because I got 3 light-skinned children, that's a problem, that they're not Black. I don't understand why you would even let some foolishness come out of your mouth. Why do you want to try to destroy my character? If anything, I would think you would want to help me, not destroy my character. So today, we're not going to be long, but we're going to deal with these issues today because I'm tired of the foolishness, right? Because I fight the cracker, and then I got to turn around and listen to and try to ignore the bullshit that our own people is talking about me. I ain't never did none of you wrong. Never. I haven't done any of them wrong. One person mad at me because he said I laughed because somebody made a joke. because you did something. They cracked a joke that was actually funny, and I laughed. Because I laughed, now I'm enemy number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the white man not even on the chart. But I am. And this is what we're calling blackness. Wa alaikum salam, dear brother. This is what we're calling blackness. This is what we're saying, that this is what we need to be doing in the manner and the time that we're living in, right? We all know COINTELPRO, right? COINTELPRO program, that they wanted to stop the rise of the Black Messiah. They wanted to stop the rise of the Black Messiah because the job of the Black Messiah is to unite not all Black people. They wasn't worried about uniting all Black people. But they said they wanted to stop him from uniting the militant-minded Black people. Stop them from organizing them. Stop him from motivating them. Stop him from calling them to action that will produce an overthrow of the United States, or even give Black people in America real freedom. So Hoover and the boys say, we got to stop this nigga, and so that he don't be successful. They said, well, how are we going to stop him? What we going to do? We're going to lie on him. We're going to spread disinformation. We're going to spread disinformation, and we're going to get the ones that's in his camp to start thinking twice. We'll get the ones that's sympathetic to what he's saying to turn their head away, and the ones that's on the outside not even to look his way. So we got to attack his character. We got to destroy it, because if we destroy his character, he's done. He's finished. So when you think about this one thing that they said, they came out and said, Brother Muhammad has a police record. He has a criminal profile. He's a pedophile. He's been caught masturbating in public. I'm like, what? What? I couldn't even have my license. If I have a criminal profile, if I have a criminal record, I couldn't have my license. My professional license, I couldn't get it. They would never approve it. And then to say that I'm a pedophile, that I was masturbating in public, and y'all put this shit out over the airwaves. You reporting the real deal. We got the evidence that Muhammad is a fake, he's a liar, he's a pedophile. Damn. Now, you all see my face every day. Some days I come up, I don't show my picture. But everybody who's been watching me, you know what I look like. You know what I look like. I look the same today that I looked the first day that I ever came on video. But to come to a YouTube page to find out that you're putting out this garbage, that I'm a pedophile and I got a criminal record. And when you can, at the end of the day, if you did your research, you should be able to see that that ain't me. That ain't me. But why would you do this? Why would you want to put this out? And when people tell you, hey, that's not Maurice. That's not Brother Muhammad. You got the wrong man. He's not even in his 50s. But yet, you go out and you spread this lie to destroy my character. For what? Now, I got to be honest. Black Son apologized to me. I didn't even know when he apologized. At the time, I didn't even know why he was apologizing to me. I didn't know what he did. But he recognized that he was wrong, and he said, I apologize, bro. I didn't mean it. I was under some type of different thinking. I apologize. I accepted his apology. But I didn't know exactly what it was he was apologizing for. So I sent a message to Black Son to ask him to contact me. I sent a message to Sister Nandy because she's the one that came up with this, that I'm a pedophile, and she researched it and got my criminal record. She's the one that researched this. I gotta ask, what's your motive? What's your motive? I ain't never did nothing to you. I bang on this cracker every single goddamn day. I work and plan and strategize for our people every goddamn day. Every goddamn day. To a fault. Even to a fault. And the best that you can do is try to destroy who I am. So we're going to go to the article that's been circulating. The article that they're circulating and saying that this is me. That this is me, that, you know, I'm caught masturbating in public for the second time. And you put this out and you don't even care about whether you're right or wrong. It just says Maurice Muhammad. It's him. It's him. What the fuck? Have we fallen so low that we don't even give a damn about what the truth is? Have we fallen that goddamn low that we don't never want to recognize what the truth is? That we want to just push lies after lies after lies? Why would you want to do that? And don't have the decency to say, to go back on video and say, I was wrong. I said things about Brother Muhammad that was obviously untrue. You don't have the decency to do that. But you got the gall to spread these type of lies. So let's look at it. We're going to go look at this first article that they're saying is me. So here this man arrested after second alleged masturbation case at the Henrico Library, right? So his name is Maurice Lamont Muhammad. A man was arrested Wednesday and charged with masturbation in the 1000 block of Lebram Avenue, where the Fairfield Library is located. Maurice Lamont Muhammad, 52, was charged with masturbating in the public after a victim reported seeing him commit the sex act. Since the beginning of August, police have also been searching for a man they said committed a sex crime during the middle of a day at the same library. Police told CBS 6 that these two different incidents at the library, a woman who witnessed the incident recorded a man as he was fondling himself just feet away from children. The graphic video shows him sitting on a couch and touching himself while reading the Sports Illustrated magazine. The woman, who did not want to be named, said that he would look up at her and smile. Since the beginning of August, police have been searching for a man they say committed the sex crimes during the middle of the day at the Fairfield Library. Now, to say that this is me, right, and put this shit out, and you have the nerve to come on YouTube and say, and I looked up to Brother Muhammad. I thought Brother Muhammad was a good guy. This nigga's a pedophile. He's a pedophile. He should be killed. He should this. He should that. But damn. It gives you the dude's name. It gives you the dude's age. Why not look it up? Let's look it up and see what his mugshot looked like. Because these people that took the YouTube and saying this foolishness about that's me, they know what I look like. They know what I look like. Let's go to the images. Now this is him. This is Maurice Lamont Muhammad. This is him. The Richmond Dispatch Times. That don't look like me. See if we can get a bigger picture. See, because this is real hatred right here, right? This is real hatred that you would go and do something like this to destroy my character and put it out here that I'm a pedophile, and you know that ain't me. He don't look like me. Now, they circulated the article and the picture together. Since the Nandy circulated the picture and the article together, Noble said, that's not Brother Muhammad. That's not him at all. But she kept saying, yeah, it is him. So I reached out to her to question her about it, but she never returned my email. She got me blocked on her channel because I'd have went there and tried to deal with it, but I'm blocked, so I couldn't even discuss it. But why would you do this to me? What in the world drives you? And Craig, you did a video saying that this is me. You did a video saying this is me. And Guy was right there with you, egging you on. Now, Craig ain't never seen me in person, but Guy has. Both of them know that ain't me. They know that ain't me. But you want to prove that I'm a no good person. Why? Why can't you just let the record be that I ain't bad? I ain't got no criminal record. Why it can't be that? Why you gotta want to make up stuff and then pray to God that I died from COVID? Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta celebrate when the enemy terminates my channel? Why does that make you feel good? That the cracker terminated a black man's channel, and he didn't terminate my channel because I'm talking about you. They turned my channel because I'm talking about the cracker. Because I'm talking about how unjust, unfair, and how these motherfuckers will never be able to be right. But you celebrate them taking down my channel. You celebrate me getting sick. You celebrate every negative thing that can happen to me. Why? What do you get out of it? What drives you to do that? What makes you feel so damn good to do that? I mean, damn. Shouldn't truth matter somewhere? Shouldn't integrity matter somewhere? But you don't care about that. You don't care about what's real. Then you say, I'm not black enough because I got 3 children that are light skinned? What kind of fuck shit is that? Huh? And you're supposed to be pro-black? What are you doing? What are you doing? So I guess if I had died, you'd be dancing the jig. You'd be getting down. Yeah, that nigga's dead. My prayers was answered. But how does that affect our people? And that's correct. I don't even live in Virginia. I don't even live in Virginia. Never. Why is it so hard just to be truthful? Because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But there's some things that ain't no fucking mistake. Mastering public in front of people, that ain't no mistake. That's not my character. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. Now, I may cuss too much. That may be the case, that I cuss too much. I may get angry too much. That may be the case. I get angry too much. But I love my people. How do you want me to be able to teach? And I'm seeing the bullshit and feeling the bullshit that our people go through, and you want me to teach it nicely. You want me to teach it calmly. I try, but I am who I am, so it come out the way it come out. I am who I am. But you use that, you want to use that against me to say that he's not worthy to be listened to. Oh, that Mississippi shit, that's a pipe dream. Pipe dream, we there doing it. We're there doing it. And you want to do all that you can do to destroy my work, to destroy our work. See, because I get our people that write me, and they tell me that they counting on me to fulfill what I'm working on. I'm not here to mislead the people. I ain't here for none of that. I'm here to accomplish our mission. Period, point blank. To accomplish our mission. So I can't be like Slick Willie. I can't be that man. I got to be upright to the best of my ability. I don't want to do anybody wrong. That's not my intention. That's not my intention at all. I got to accomplish my assignment that I was given. Period, point blank. I got to accomplish it. You know, I do my best, honestly, and I do my best to make sure what I do is right, simply because I'm fighting an enemy, right? I'm fighting an enemy that has no morality whatsoever. And the easiest victory is for me to be out here doing something dumb that I ain't got no business doing, so the enemy can use that and say, see, this is that nigga who y'all following. Look at this nigga out here doing all this crazy crap. No. You ain't gonna find me doing that. You ain't gonna find me out here chasing this woman, chasing that woman, chasing this man. You ain't gonna find me doing none of that. I ain't got time for none of that. That's not who I am. You gonna find me doing the work. You gonna find me doing the work, because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm born to do. That's what I'm born to do. And my aim is to accomplish my assignment. But you ain't happy until you see me 6 feet under. That's when you get happy. But you got to understand that ain't going to, as a people, that ain't going to help us. Because we got an enemy out there that truly desires to destroy our people. They truly want that. And we got to fight that. We got to fight that. So we don't have the time to deal with foolishness. We got to be busy doing the work. Like we showed you yesterday in the live stream, stream, that they working. Yeah, they were marching at first with the tiki torch, and now they out there getting their thing squared away. So I got a guest that's coming on, and they're having a little difficulty getting in, because I'm going to put all that bullshit to bed today. Let me see. Hold on one second, family. Let me try to get them in here, because it's important. All that bullshit about Brother Muhammad and his white girlfriend. Oh, we're going to deal with all that bullshit today, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Because you think, you really think that if I'm not successful, if this don't work, our people are better off. And that's not the truth. That's the furthest thing from the truth. It's our time now. It's our movement. And we got to do the right. We done been through so much bullshit that we should be able to study what was done and then analyze it and say, okay, this is what we got to do now. We got to be able to do that and understand it. We got to be able to understand that. Now, some people are just about playing games and they never going to want to change anything. They happy that they're being oppressed. They comfortable with it. And they comfortable with their children being oppressed and future generations being oppressed. I'm not comfortable with that. I don't like that. I want that shit dead. I want that ended. Hopefully our guest can get in here because I want y'all to hear from her. I want y'all to hear from her. So we can put all this bullshit to the side and get on back with our work. Hopefully, let me check one more thing and see. Okay, our guest is here. Looks like. All right. All right. Peace and blessings.
Okay. Peace and blessings.
Can you hear me? All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Yes, sir, I can.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you. All right, family. Now, everybody have seen this little bullshit that keep coming up about Maurice Muhammad white girlfriend. Everybody have seen these little things that they put out and people do 2-hour videos on, 3-hour videos on, 4-hour videos on. How much I was romanticizing with the white girl, which is the furthest thing from the truth. I said we met because Sister Melissa McKinney sent me a message to reach out to the girl because she was talking about helping Sister Melissa. Her son was hanged. Now, Sister Ra, I'm gonna turn it over to you and let you explain to the people, who you are. Why did you do the video for Dante Jones? What made you decide? What made you decide to even try to do work on behalf of Black people, being a white woman?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, Danye Dion Jones,
right,
was not the first case of lynching. It was just the most active case that was within my lifetime. So basically, this all happened on accident. I accidentally came across some information, actually through watching Paris Milan back in the day. I heard in passing a name, Kendra Shanice Reed, and so I researched the name, and then that led to another name and another name and another name, and then before I knew it, which I sent you the screenshot of the first list that was ever created. There have been many lists. That list has been added on to a billion times since the first time. I've lost count of how many times I've had to add to it, but basically, it's a list of melanated victims who were found hung and dubbed as suicide by law enforcement and coroners, so on and so forth. So, like I said, one thing led to another, and it just kept adding up, piling up, piling up. And so eventually, before I knew it, I realized that there was a pandemic of murders that are going unchecked. And that's aside from the Ferguson assassinations. That's like a completely separate thing, can of worms within itself. But essentially, I just fell upon it. Like it was a total accident. And as many people know, it's common knowledge, right? That like the masses think that lynching is not a thing anymore. Like it doesn't happen anymore. Um, and most people think the last lynching occurred, I don't know, like in the early 60s. If you Wikipedia it, if you look it up, and they have no idea that in fact nothing has changed at all. Nothing has changed. I want to say since Emmett Till, but really since ever, nothing has ever changed. It's just become more under wraps and hidden. And then, as you said, Danye, rest in power, was murdered by law enforcement. I believe with all my heart and soul. There's so much evidence. I mean, it's like disrespectfully blatant, like the involvement that law enforcement had in that case. Which I don't know if we're going to get into that, but I'm not going to get into it right now because I'm just introducing myself. But that's a whole nother thing. But anyways, so I was doing independent research. I'm just a random person, right? I didn't even graduate college. I couldn't pass math. And so I I have a I've graduated high school. I don't have any degrees. I'm 28 years old. I'm just a normal random person who accidentally came across all of this bullshit and realized that no one even is aware that it's happening. And I wanted to do something about it. And so I could muster up, the only thing I could think to do was just to like investigate the fuck out of shit and like uh, get so familiar with it that I could somewhat know it like the back of my hand. And then the idea was eventually to find somebody to give the information to, but it was really difficult to do that because as a Caucasian female, um, it just doesn't fare well when you're trying to like not only introduce a concept like this, but to get people together on it and then to get people to agree upon some type of solution. It's been very difficult. It's been a little ridiculous how difficult it has been and was to get anyone to give a fuck about this. And so Danye was a hot case. It was active. It was alive. People don't really care about old news in this day and age. We live in a microwave society. So it's like, you know, people are always like on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. So the problem at hand never gets fully solved because people have like attention spans of like three, like goldfish. And it's rough. So anyways, I did my investigative work. I tried my best to do the whole YouTube thing. I really didn't know. I'm not. I think of me as like an unfrozen caveman. Like I had a flip phone up until like maybe 4 years ago, and then finally I caved in and got a smartphone. But so technology and me were not a thing for like years. So I really had to do like a crash course of everything. So my first YouTube, it was extremely unprofessional and illegitimate and messy. Um, and I did the best that I could with what I had at that time. And then you hit me up after I did a specific video. Actually, it was when I sent Mrs. McKinney's a voicemail offering my aid, however I could, in the best way I could. You know, at that time, I was very emotionally unstable due to learning so much heinous shit in such a small amount of time that I almost like lost it for a second there. So anyone who remembers back in those days, yeah, I was a mess. Anyone who remembers those days, I was very unstable. I did the best that I could with what I had. I'm just going to end it there for now.
Okay, thank you. Now, the information that you provided me was top of the line information. I'm not going to say that it wasn't, because it was.
Thank you.
Your work, everything that you said met out. Now, my thing, and everybody knows, because I did a video, it was called Is Black First Compatible with Islam? And that was maybe a year or two ago that I did that at the request of Macom. She asked me to do it. And so I did it on that subject. And in that video, I talked about you. I didn't call you by name, I don't believe. But I talked about you and let the people know that, I am working with you and you're providing me with great information. And this is, and I said to our people, the thing that we got to do, the thing that we got to make sure we understand is because we're at war. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. We are at war. And you cannot trust every white person that come your way talking like they about this life. You just can't. It will be dumb for us to do that. So we got to make sure that they're thoroughly vetted. They're thoroughly vetted to make sure that they're not setting you up this way or setting you up that way. So there's an email conversation that you and I had, and you were talking about, your hair color, your hairstyle. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
Okay. Well, you were talking about, should it be, I could do it black, because I was telling you I wanted you to come out of the darkness and into the light. I want you to show you remember that conversation?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. And
yes,
so
sir.
That conversation, which we were talking, came out, got publicized, where, we're talking about your hair color and all that. And I said, it's for you to decide what you're going to do with your hair color. That's for you to decide. Now, people took that as if I'm coming on to you. They took that as if you're my girlfriend. I'm a soldier, first and foremost. Well, I'm a general, first and foremost. So everybody got to be tried. So the reason I didn't say, oh, go with the black or go with blonde, because if I tell it, then I'm giving you instructions. But if you do what you want to do, then it shows what's inside of you. Whether you want to act like you black when you're not black, with the girl named Rachel Dolezal, or do you want to be your authentic self? You got to make that choice. And then we respond. That's the reality of the day. That's the reality of it. Ain't nobody trying to be in the closet lovers. Everybody that come my way gets tested. Everybody come my way gets tested. Because y'all don't know, but look here. The people that have been shown up, and I'm talking black people, that show up around me to do me in, to come as if they're a real friend. And sneaking and sliding and doing this behind my back, and I'm not even cognizant of what this person is doing. I wasn't even cognizant that this what this person is doing. So it really taught me a lesson about making sure people are really vetted. It got so bad, so I had to do a impromptu video and throw it out there that, look, if I come up dead, I ain't trying to kill myself or nothing like that. Because not only were they sending me to death threats and my family and my children, I mean, it's just stuff that I only told one person that I ain't never told nobody else was being shown up. And I'm like, well, are we bugged? Do they got a bug in the house? What the hell is going on? So the situation is real. And until you got your feet in that type of fire, I mean, my whole family was spooked to the point where, you know, I'm on calls and they doing prayer calls. Because everybody is thinking, damn, they about to kill this boy. My son they gonna kill my son. This is my dad saying. And they got prayer, you know how black people do, we get the prayers going. And my only request to them, that if they wind up killing me, if they are successful in killing me, I don't want to see no goddamn marching for no fucking justice. I don't do that. I don't want to see that. God damn it, if they do kill me, be finding the people that did it and take their ass the fuck out. That's my expectation. Because all of us were on the understanding that these threats were real and in real time. But Ra, what is your thinking when you came across this Maurice Muhammad white girlfriend foolishness?
Well, it didn't make any sense for many reasons. From an outward perspective, one would have to really pay attention to the details to really understand the like disconnect there, because there were many things that were like one audio was obviously not even my voice. It was my friend Kia, who is a melanated woman. So I mean, the audios that were used were like, I mean, a lot of them were not even relevant to the situation at hand. There was a lot of shit that didn't make sense, and all of it was just embarrassing to me. Okay, like there was nothing of you even in any of them. That's the most frustrating and kind of hilarious now looking back at it, is like all of it was horribly embarrassing shit to me only, not anything having to do with you. I remember that. I was pissed off royally. I was royally pissed the fuck off when I saw that shit, because it's like if somebody looks up my name, that messes with whatever I'm trying to do on every and any level. So I was not happy. I'm still not happy about it. I would like that channel to be taken down and all of those audios removed, is what I truly desire in a perfect world. Period.
Now, I've reported that channel, every video on that channel. I reported Guy's channel, every video on Guy's channel that he did against me. And for some strange reason, none of them ever go down. People report my shit and they come down like that. But if I report something in state of, if it's negative on me, they can leave that shit up, and it ain't even an issue. They'll leave it up. You can prove that it violates the community standards, and they leave it up. They don't, no warning, no nothing. The videos are still up. But again, now when I was getting those death threats, we were still in Illinois. You gave me a list of activists in that area that were killed. Do you remember that?
In Illinois?
Yeah, well, we were in Illinois, but St. Louis was right over the bridge.
Yes, sir. I do remember.
You remember that list, right?
Absolutely.
Can you tell us about this list? Who these people were, what they were doing, and how did they come up dead?
Oh, you're talking about the Ferguson assassinations.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a totally different thing. It's connected to the lynchings that I was speaking on. However, it is a completely different case because it's a completely different case because not all of the activists who were murdered were found hung. Well, fuck, where do I start? So Mike Brown happened in 2014. All the activists that went to those protests, they were not all riots. It was extremely misreported. I just want to put that out there that the news stations that were reporting on that time were not showing the peaceful parts of it. They were only showing the most violent parts. They weren't showing how the protesters were being treated the entire time. They only showed very specific bits and pieces. And so America got a certain perception of what was going down that was absolutely incorrect. Incorrect. All the protesters, all the activists that were there, they were not all Black Lives Matter people. In fact, Black Lives Matter didn't come until like 2 weeks into the shit, right? So they weren't even there until they were 2 weeks late. Most of the protesters that were there, and especially the ones that were murdered, were not affiliated with any type of group. Mrs. McKinney's was. They were affiliated in like smaller, like grassroots groups, like groups you may have never heard of. You know what I mean? And so they were not a part of Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. There's a lot of evidence that Black Lives Matter actually like funneled, basically deterred a lot of donation money from going to anyone who was even relevant to why people were protesting. And no one ever did anything. No, no one ever said anything until like almost a freaking decade later. Now we're hearing about the shit with Mrs. Rice and all that. Oh, and Mike Brown Sr. Anyways, so the murders. So not just murders, but like extreme harassment as well. There was a reverend who actually fairly recently found a giant snake in his car, found like explosives attached to his car. A reverend in that area, St. Louis. Mrs. McKinney's was harassed constantly. Actually, the night of the indictment, something having to do with the courts and Darren Wilson. It was when the Mike Brown thing was happening. That night, an activist actually turned up dead in a river. Sean Gray, I believe. I don't have any of my records in front of me. I can do something afterwards at some point to kind of like show the documentation and like put it on a timeline. But for now, I'm solely going off of memory, and I'm a little rusty. So please excuse me if I get some information incorrect. I will gladly, happily correct whatever I've gotten incorrect in this live. So Sean Gray, I believe, is who turned up in a river dead the night of the court, whatever they were trying to do to Darren Wilson. And so after that, I believe it was DeAndre Joshua. Now his parents swear up and down. Now, have I talked to the parents? No. So I only trust news articles so far, because a lot of the times these reporters, they don't do very good jobs at like thoroughly investigating what the fuck they're reporting on. And I have a lot of evidence of how I came to find that out, like through these cases actually. But so it is said that the parents say that he was not an activist and he was not involved. However, there's a lot of evidence that like kind of says the opposite. So I don't know about that, but either way, he's a name on the list of, I believe he turned up dead in his car, riddled with bullets, and the car was lit on fire afterwards. So after that, so that's where it leads to this whole other shit, right? So after that, there's a list of like around it may be more now. You know, I haven't looked into it in a while, but at the time there was at least 5 names of mainly melanated people. There were like 2 I believe like Latino individuals, and but most rest of the victims were melanated men, and including Darren Seals, and DeAndre Joshua was the first one to get this kind of execution style thing happening to them. Basically, all these men turned up dead in burning cars with bullets in them. And so what this is, so this part is somewhat speculation, but it's like if anyone goes back into what I'm talking about, if you look this up, you'll see it's like it's fishy as fuck. It's very convenient. And then one of the people, they were not technically Ferguson activists. Actually, it's questionable whether or not they were involved. But anyways, there were sightings of like this person and like an off-duty cop or whatever. There, like I said, I really do want to go back and do maybe another thing with like correct information, because I'm really going off of memory. But there was something weird, like it was on record that this individual who turned up in a burning car later that day had some type of interaction with an off-duty cop, or I think it was off-duty and an undercover, right? And it was highly suspect. And then that person turned up dead. So I think that I feel, and there's a lot pointing to it, that law enforcement there, especially in St. Louis, they seem to be involved in all kinds of hinky shit. It seems. And it basically, it's like the times of night that these cars were found and where they were found. One person who was found in one of these cars, one of the men, lived 30 miles away. And he just happened to be driving through, just passing through. Like, what? Why was he even there? No one looked into that. No one looked into the shit. Nor did the cops ever publicly connect the murders, even though they were all done in the same way. St. Louis is not a big place, man. St. Louis is not a big city. It's very small. It's not like Podunk or anything, but it's not big. All the cops know those people. I mean, like those activists, those pigs fucking knew their schedules like inside and out, I'm sure. Like, and also there's many reportings from activists saying that there are people outside of their house posting up. Some of them were undercover cops. Mrs. McKinney's phone was bugged several times. I spoke to her once when the phone was bugged, and you can tell the difference when a phone is bugged. It's not stealth at all. Like they really don't try that hard to hide their shit, honestly. It's like I said, it's like almost it's like blatantly disrespectful how much they don't care. What are you going to do about it? As I'm sure the sentiment, you know. I could go on and on and on. There's a lot of details to those cases. That was like a toenail of what that shit was and has been.
Exactly. So, you know, I want people to understand that even though we were living on the Illinois side, we were only like 15, 20 minutes away. And not only did B1, you were very instrumental of getting the autopsy records released. We did something to get that done. We were absolutely successful at bringing the Nation of Islam to the table after they had failed to do what they were supposed to do. You were absolutely successful with that. So everything that we got in, we were successful with. And one thing that we got to understand that we're very effective. And we're effective because we're not afraid. And we go after what we got to go after. We just have one question, looks like, from the audience. That'll be a good question for you to answer.
Yes, sir.
The question says, why is her name Sister Ra? Are you trying to pass as black?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I need to get a phone stand. Straight as a dead plant. Well, I don't know if a dead plant's straight, but hopefully people will get the reference. No. My name is Sister Ra because the R and A are actually the first letters of my name. And it just happens to kind of go with some spiritual things. But other than that, it's the first two letters of my first government name. So, like, yeah. I don't know. Do you want me to go into detail about it? I mean,
no,
I'll answer whatever you want. I have nothing to hide.
No, really. I don't think. I don't. That was the only question that she had. Why is your name Sister Ra? Are you trying to pass as black? You said no, and you said it was the first two letters in your name.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what I want people to understand, right, is that we are at war. And we got to think like this, because I think like this 24/7. And we got to know, or we should know, that we got to develop our own spies, our own assets, you know, to get information. We got to be able to be places where we can't be because our color gives us away. This is part of war. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, excuse me, turn this off. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that there will be some white folks that will help us. He said there will be some that will be saved. But those that were saved were the ones that helped us. So in this war, we got to be cognizant of that. We got to be cognizant of that. Now don't get me wrong now. I'm not telling you to trust any white person. I'm not telling you to do that. So get it clear. I'm not telling you to do that. But what I am telling you is that when they come, because you don't got to go look for them. They'll find you out. But you have to vet them like you got to vet anybody else. You got to do your due diligence. Period, point blank. Information is something that we need. And without information, we really ain't going to get too much done. We need good, credible information. Now, they can use anybody to send us good information. That can happen. But everything is real. Everything is real. So you have to decide for yourself. The information that she gave me was correct. Without any flaw. Without any flaw. The work that she did is good work. I can't say that it wasn't. It was good work. Her information is valid. But you got to decide for yourself what you're going to do. You got to decide for yourself what you're going to do. For me, I'm going to win the war. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to win the war right. By any means necessary. Period, point blank. We got too much riding not to win. We got future generations depending upon what we do today. I'm not looking and I'm not out here chasing no woman. Period, point blank.
We've never even met. Me and this man have never met.
Exactly.
I am in California.
California.
Never met.
That's a long way away from where I am. A long way away. One thing that I hope we take away from this live stream today, one thing that I hope we take away from it, let's be better responsible to each other. You ain't got to like me. You ain't got to like me. You can dislike me. You can hate me if that's your choose. That's your choice. But know that there's a large segment of our people that love me. And for you to pray that I die from COVID is not a real good look. It's not something that you should do, especially when we're at war and you not doing what I'm doing. And you don't even have the capability to do what I'm doing. But you have the capability of being you. And I can't do what you do. So I got to do what I do. Don't make yourself my enemy. Don't make yourself my enemy. And I'm not going to make myself your enemy. That's why I don't respond every time somebody drop a negative video. Somebody put my picture up there and say fake Muslim. Why would you do that? When there's no behavior that you can find me that will say I'm fake. Why would you do that? Jealousy, envy. Because I don't say what you want me to say. And I can't be that way. I got to say and do what's right. Period, point blank. That's what I got to do, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, I expect white people to hate me. I expect white people to fight me on every battlefield. I expect that. I look for that. I welcome that. But it's discouraging, it's disheartening. Be woke, quote unquote, make up lies and try to destroy my character. The white man trying to do it every fucking day. They don't need your goddamn help. They don't need your fucking help. Why would you give them help and give them lies on your brother? I don't do you like that. I don't do you like that. I show you love. I show you understanding. And you show me hatred. You show me you don't care about me. He don't care about me. And that's hurtful. I'm going to be very honest. I told one brother early in my startup, I say, brother, I want you to come out here and speak the truth since you know me. You've been with me. You've been here this whole time. Come on out there and speak it. No, brother, I can't do that. I don't want to get involved. But you know the truth. They crucified me with lies. You know the truth. Come help me. No, man, I don't want to get involved, Reese. So you going to let me hang? You going to let them destroy me? Try to destroy me? And you know the truth, but you don't want to help me? I wouldn't do you that way. This is a lonely work. It's a lonely and it's a hurtful work. Because when you look at people that you trust, and they turn around and stab you in the back. They turn around and stab you in the back. Now, this is one of these idiots right here, Marcella Jenkins. You know, just like everybody else know, she's not always around when I'm on video. So won't you tell us where she at? Why don't you tell us where she at? Now, see, this person, I think is a black person posing, right? Because this person been after me with this white girl bullshit all this time. And I think I know who you are. I think I know who you are. I can't prove it yet. But if the God bless me to be able to prove it, we're going to see. Because what you're doing is not right. What you're doing is not right.
And it's annoying as fuck.
Very annoying. You would love
it's very
for us.
Annoying.
You would love, I heard her and you are no longer together. Where'd you hear it from? Because she and I don't talk to you. Nobody that we know talk to you. Where'd you hear it from? See, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about people in their lives. People in there throwing things out there. But all that comes to an end. All that comes to an end. I can't stop you all from showing your hatred and saying whatever it is that you want to say. I can't stop it yet. I can't stop it yet. I can't stop it yet. But it will be stopped. You can trust and believe. All traitors will be dealt with. All traitors will be dealt with. Sister Rye, you have anything that you would like to add before we close?
Absolutely. So, Ruchell Magee, he is the longest held prisoner in the United States. He's been in prison for 58 years total. His first offense was when he was 16 in the state of Louisiana. I believe the same year as Emmett Till, rest in power. And basically, he was accused of raping a Caucasian female who was the same age as him, when in fact, there's at least one article. I've been trying to get in contact with this person actually, but anyways, there's at least one article explaining how elders of that town, Franklinton, remember how basically they were hooking up, like they were romantically involved. They were kids. He was 16. I believe she was around that age too, and her father was the head of the Klan in that area. So I wonder what happened there. So basically, he was accused, I believe with all my heart, falsely accused as a kid, as an underage child, basically. And so he was sent to Angola prison, which used to be a plantation, by the way. And then afterwards, he was directed to Northern California. Some bullcrap happened with his cousin and some dude over a $10 bag of weed or whatever. And the dude basically told the pigs that Ruchell and Ruchell's cousin had kidnapped this person. And so because Ruchell already had shit on his record and had just gotten out, he got put back in. So he was only out for maybe a grand total of like 6 months, if that, when he was free. So he was already in there, and he was having a court hearing with, gosh, I can't remember who was in the courtroom, but basically Jonathan Jackson and William Christmas. It was like a protest, kind of. Basically, they went into the Marin County courthouse with guns. They were like, Ruchell, catch this gun, help us. And so at gunpoint, he was told to help these gentlemen. And these gentlemen came in it was basically kind of like, we're going to take these people hostage, and there was never an intention to actually hurt these people, right? It was actually law enforcement that ended up killing everybody. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. So basically they did that because George Jackson needed to be free, and so that's what they were trying to do. That was Jonathan Jackson's brother, and he was locked up for unjust reasons as well, basically. So, and anyone who doesn't know that story, kind of look into it, because I'm not going to get into it right now. But essentially what happened, and this is why you even know Angela Davis's name, right? The reason why you know who Angela Davis is because of this situation that I'm speaking on right now, is her guns were borrowed, basically. She let 2 young men borrow her guns, and they were traced back to her. Now she says that they were stolen, whatever. So it got traced back to her, and because she was a woman, she was a part of the Communist Party and all that. She had a lot more people backing her. No one knew who Ruchell was, but they were a part of the same case. They were like, there conveniently is very few pictures of them together in the courtroom, but there's footage. And so basically, the case that she is famous for and gets paid at least $23,000 a speaking event is the same case that he was involved in and is still in prison to this day. Yet isn't that what she speaks on in her speaking engagements? Anyways, that's not the point. Anyways, apologies. I'm not trying to like speak ill on anyone. It's just real frustrating. So he's still in there. He is an elderly. He's an elder. He's going to be 83. March 18th, I believe. This upcoming March 18th, and he's basically in there. It's like a vendetta, because basically the judge died by friendly fire. The bullets. So he had a shotgun taped to his head. Basically, he was trying to be a hero. There was also like the writer person in the court, the person who does the writing thing, and like the DA at the time. So they were in the car. Cops opened fired. Like, just riddled the car with bullets, right? They did not give a fuck about their people at all. I think the idea was, they're not going to hurt this judge and this writer lady person and this DA, so everyone can come out scot-free and everything will be cool. Fuck no, that's not what happened at all. They did not give a fuck about their people. They riddled the car with bullets. Judge tried to be a hero, and he basically killed himself. The Judge Haley, he killed himself. He had a sawed-off shotgun taped to his head. Like, he is the one who tried to, be a hero, whatever. So he technically killed himself, and everybody else died from cop bullets. And so Ruchell Magee is the only person who survived that day. And I truly believe with all my heart that that's why he's in there, because he survived. He made a total mockery of the system. He was a part of something that was embarrassing to our legal system, essentially. So to me, it seems obvious that he's in there kind of like for personal reasons at this point, because like there's people that have raped like dozens of children and have been released in the state of California, right? But you're going to hold this elder who at gunpoint picked up that gun and never fired it, not once. So anyways, there's several things that people can do. There's 2 petitions out. I would say I have this idea with Instagram because the governor is very active on Instagram. And so if you like, I have an Instagram as well. And there's basically a letter that I have on there and written by Brother Prime. Beautiful, powerful letter to Governor Newsom. And I was thinking like take a picture of it and at the governor, because it'll like directly go to him. Because like the whole sending letters things, I don't even know if the governor fucking reads those things. I don't even know if he gets the messages that we have been like just bombarding the office with. I don't even know if he is given those messages, let alone checks them. So it's been real frustrating, but there's 2 petitions that you can sign. One is on change.com, and I'm going to send the links to Brother Muhammad so he can put them in the description after this. And then there's one on Action Network, I believe, and then the @ing on Instagram, and then you can try to call and send letters. I am getting a little discouraged on that tip personally, but anything helps. If anyone has any ideas on how to get them out, I would be this is important. It's wrong. He shouldn't be in there. And everybody talks about the Panthers and like the old school revolutionaries, like they're heroes and like this, that, and the other. And it's like, yo, if they're heroes and they mean so much, why is not more people working on getting the ones who are still locked up out? There's still heroes, revolutionaries that are locked up right now. And the ones that got released because they were on like their deathbeds. I mean, fucked up shit, like never able to see their families. Some had children, like a woman in the movement had her child in prison. I mean, just this needs to stop. And as many people as possible, it would be helpful if more people could give a fuck about it, because there's living people right now that are heroes, that are revolutionary heroes, and they're being held captive right now. And so anyone who needs more information, please hit me up. I'll have my email or something in this description, and I'll give any information. And if you have any information, I would be happy to hear it, and we can just come together and figure something out. They need to be free. They will be free. Ashe.
That's right. That's right. So I thank you for coming today. I thank the chat family for joining us. We're about to wrap it up, but I'm going to say this, because as I started off, the Black people who desire me to be unsuccessful, like the troll that was just in here, was a Black person. I'm pretty much sure of that. Why do you hate yourself so much that you would want to see the breakup of a Black family? that you would want to see me to be unsuccessful. Why is that? And when you all see people saying these dumb shit, know that they're anti-black. They hate themselves. And they don't want to see us prosper. They don't want to see us get where we're supposed to get. They don't want to see it. Now, I know there's a lot of us who probably were uneasy, because this is the first time that we've ever had a white person on the platform. And so you probably were a little uneasy about that. And I can understand. But we got to also remember that this is war. This is war. As real as the day is long. It is real as the day is long. As I said, she hasn't done anything wrong that I know about. She just hasn't. Her word has been her bond. Her work stood up to be what it should have been. No problems whatsoever. I wish that we, as individuals and as a group, would be able to do that. Would be able to do what needs to be done, regardless to whom or what. And I know people say, well, there's enough black people out here that can get information. And that's true. There's enough black people out here that can get information, but they ain't down with me. They ain't working with me. You bring them here and let's get them and let's put them to work. We got to understand. Exactly. It's about maturity. And we got to understand what needs to be done. To anybody who's second, that's why we said that, or I said at the state of the Black Agenda in Philadelphia, if I ever cheated on my wife, I give my son the permission to take my life. Because if you're going to have a leader, he got to be upright. And one thing that I know is that we have to be the moral superior of our enemy. So I'm going to be right. And I'm going to serve like I'm supposed to. And I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. Because we want to be victorious. We want to be victorious. We want to be able to accomplish our objective. Now, I understand. Like I said, I'm not telling you to trust them. I'm not telling you that. But I am telling you to investigate, to look into it and see exactly what you're dealing with. That's what I'm telling you. Always do that. Do your due diligence. Do your due diligence for anybody that come your way. Because like I said, we had an enemy in the house and the enemy looked like us. Looked like us. And I didn't know it. I didn't know it. So, and I was up there in New York the other day, and I ran into a few of the quote unquote leaders of the conscious community. And I didn't think they knew who I was. But they did. They did. And they're like, we're all looking to see what goes on in Mississippi. We know you don't hang out with us, but we want you to be successful. Because if you're successful, all of us can be successful. Don't worry about the naysayers. Do what you got to do, because we counting on you. Do what you got to do, because we counting on you. So that gave me a good spirit, because I don't even deal with him. Thank you, family. Thank you.
Wait, Brother Muhammad.
Yes.
May I say one more thing?
Yes.
just want to I just want to say that me being on here and speaking, then, now, and forever onwards, the purpose of me doing anything on this tip of getting justice, it is not to convince anyone to trust Caucasian people or any other group of people that are not melanated. I don't recommend it either. And so me being here today speaking on this panel, in no way, shape, or form is to insinuate the acceptance or trust or anything like that. I'm not trying to convince anybody to let your guard down, ever. I don't recommend that, actually. I highly recommend not doing that. But like Brother Muhammad said, to do your research if there happens to be an exception, which is unlikely, but shit's possible sometimes. I really want to emphasize that. Like, I'm not here. Like, I don't even really, I wanted to give my information to someone else. I'm a private person. I'm not here for clout or anything. It was like pulling teeth to get me on here to speak, actually. I'm very behind the scenes type of a person, personally. So please know that I'm not here for clout, and I'm not here to convince you of anything to think any differently than you have been, as far as like trusting other types of people, groups of people, species of people. Yeah, I don't recommend that. So anyways, I'm done. Just wanted to say that. Really wanted to make that very clear.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
not what's being
Thank you.
said here.
Thank you. You know, it's. I was in a room the other day, and I was a room full of ADOS, and a white man come in, and he was telling our people, you know, you can't trust all white people. You can't do this. I mean, he was saying what we all know. He was saying the factual stuff, and a few people in the group tore his head right off. And then a black sister got up there and apologized to him. And that pissed me off. And pissed a lot of us off. Because when a black person was up there and they got their head chopped off, you didn't apologize to the black people that got their head chopped off. But when the cracker get up there and he get his head chopped off, then there's an apology. That shit don't work. And see, this is the reason why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad would not allow them, white people, in our meetings, because black people get afraid to be themselves. They get afraid to hear the truth. And so I'm pleased that you're understanding that and you're telling the truth that you can't trust. You can't trust. You got to verify consistently. Always verify. As they say in the church, try the spirit by the spirit. You better verify. Learn the lesson that I've learned. Verify everybody, regardless to color. Regardless. And we should know this is just the time of the day that we're in. This is the time of the day that we're in. All right. So as we say, I want to thank the audience. Thanks the chat family for being with your brother. But I had to clear the air straight because we're in a new year. And I want everybody to be able to, so the next time they see somebody talk about Muhammad white girlfriend, you already know that bullshit is beyond bullshit. We done had it here. None of that shit has ever happened. And we're moving forward. We're moving forward with great steam because we got a lot of work to get done. and we got short time to do it. So let us be on about our mission on high. So as we always say, you kill the nigga in you, I'm gonna kill the nigga in me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black First, today, tomorrow, and forever. Love you, family. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom.